Welcome to the BioStock studio at Medicon Village in Lund. Today we're joined by Axel Sjöblad, CEO of SenzaGen. Welcome, Axel.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Axel, can you start by telling us a little bit more about the company? What is it that you do?
Yes, of course. SenzaGen is a biotechnology company that was founded here in Lund in 2010. It was listed on Nasdaq First North in 2017. I came on board 1.5 years ago with a mission to commercialize this research company. And what we do is actually develop, sell and run tests that can identify substances' ability to cause allergic reactions, either on the skin or in the respiratory tract. And the tests that we develop are based on human cells, genomics and machine learning. And with them we compete primarily against animal testing, but also against more simple in vitro tests. And with those tests we can actually help our customers to develop safer and more ethical products. And the customers that we have are active in 4 different industries: the pharmaceutical industry, medical device industry, cosmetics industry and the chemical industry.
And you recently published your year-end report for 2020. What are the key takeaways from that report?
The first one is that we managed well during a tough year. We actually restructured the company and streamlined it already in January, which meant that we came into 2020 with a good cost base. We then managed to very quickly turn into a digital sales model based on webinars and one-to-one interaction with our customers. And that in turn helped us to reach new international customers in both Europe and North America in the 4 industries I talked about earlier. And that in turn helped us to triple our sales, and we reached 8 million SEK. Still a quite modest sum, I know, but a great improvement compared to 2019, and also a number that could have been much higher if the year had been a normal year.
And you also mentioned that you're reaching new international clients and broadening your offering. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, I'm very happy that we now have international customers like HS Lundbeck in Denmark and Sonova in Switzerland. Huge international companies covering the pharma industry and the medical device industry, and good references for us. And when it comes to broadening our offering, we have learned from the customers that we have worked with during 2020 that when we enter as official suppliers to them, they start to ask us about if we can provide other tests that are not in our portfolio today. And that is something that we have started to work on, and I hope that during the second part of this year we shall have new tests in our offering.
And in the report you stated that you're working on a number of strategic initiatives. Can you tell us a little bit more about them?
Yes, we use these initiatives both in our communication, but also of course to make sure that everyone in the company is working in the right direction. So we have 4 initiatives that are really focusing on strengthening our market presence and developing our sales. We have 1 initiative that is based on us satisfying different regulatory requirements. And then we have 2 initiatives that are internal and that are focusing on us strengthening our organization and improving our processes. And just to give you a few examples here when it comes to improving as a company, one important thing that we did last year was that we received a GLP certification for our laboratory, making us one of only 2 GLP certified laboratories in our niche in Sweden. And then when it comes to the marketing and sales part, what we did during the year was that we learned much more about our customers and the different stakeholders that we address, and that in turn helped us to be much more targeted in our communication, and we actually had a better market segmentation.
And just coming back to the regulatory process that you mentioned, that's of particular importance as I understand it.
Yes, it is. And actually, in addition to the GLP certification that I just mentioned that we received for our laboratory, we also worked on being included in the annex of the new ISO standard, and we hope that that will now happen, hopefully before the summer this year. Then we also sent a MDDT, Medical Device Development Tool submission, to the FDA, And the aim of that one is that the FDA shall qualify GARD as a test that can be used, in the development of medical devices in the United States. And then finally, we also spent quite a lot of time working together with EURL-ECVAM and their regulatory committee ESAC, or scientific committee ESAC, because ESAC in turn are working on an opinion on GARD. And we hope that that opinion shall be released in April this year. And that in turn is an important step for us receiving a test guideline adoption by OECD.
So final question. What will you be focusing on in 2021?
It will be more of the same. We will continue to work along the same strategic initiatives that we have started. Then we have modified them slightly, of course, and added some new initiatives or activities below the initiatives. But most of them will actually focus on us continuing to improving and developing our market presence and our sales. We will continue to work, of course, with the regulatory topics, and then finally also on adding some resources and capabilities to the company. During 2020, because of the pandemic, I could not recruit and develop the company as I had initially planned, but we have still recruited 2 new key account managers and also a new vice president operations that is coming on board to increase, with a mission to increase the capacity of our lab. So hopefully we will have a very busy 2021.
Yeah, looking forward to follow you, Axel. Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having me.